Dead by Daylight has a host of killers from many different licenses, from iconic slashers such as Michael Myers, to modern day horrors such as the Demogorgon, to even dark horror protagonists with the Ghoul. All of these killers are seen in Dead by Daylight, but there's one that I rarely ever see. Dracula from Castlevania was first shown to us in Dead by Daylight's Year 8 anniversary stream, as a teaser as for what was to come. Being a fan of the character, I was excited to see a character that I, and I'm sure others, had wanted to be added to the roster for a long time. However, there was a small problem. We'd have to wait 3 months to get our hands on this character, and those 3 months were draining. By August, that time had finally come to an end. But at that very same time, something took everyone else's attention. Five Nights at Freddy's were having their Year 10 anniversary, when on the 5th of August, Behavior dropped the absolute bombshell that Five Nights at Freddy's would finally be arriving into the fog. The very same week, they were announcing the Dracula public test build. It's been a year since Dracula got added along with Trevor Belmont, and has been sitting in a rather strong state ever since his launch. However, I rarely ever see him. Dracula is rarely played in comparison to other killers such as Wesker and Blight, who hold favourable pick rates on Nightlight, whereas Dracula doesn't really. So I'm going to be using 2 builds that bring out the best aspects of Dracula, that I believe will show him in a good light so that more people are inclined to play my favourite killer. So obviously this build, it's not very gen focused, but rather more chase focused. So if you're wanting to just have a good time, I'd say this is the build for you. We can obviously see the Sable there. Sable's in a worse spot. Obviously this build very much pushes the agenda on how good Wolf is. She has balanced. She's ran herself into a corner. Unlucky, Miss Sable. And obviously we have it chained again so we can see which ace it is. It's the ace with Sprint Burst. We get lucky in which side he decided to vault upon. He gets caught, though. So, we get him. We know he has Sprint Burst, so it's more likely that he doesn't have Dead Hard. Obviously, I'll be wary of it. Obviously good for me. And we can obviously see now Ace there. Get a nice bite on him. Also, we can see him going inside. We can hear him running over here. And obviously, nice, getting him there. Obviously having it be hard to predict where the wolf's gonna go. And we're just zipping around everywhere, getting as much pressure as I can. I want pressure over which side we go. We go this way. She does well, she doesn't run into it. Get the hit though. Okay, I missed. I will not talk upon that. Jill finally getting pinged. Obviously, we still catch Jill. Obviously, we see her have balanced, so she's going to get a fair amount of distance. Or just use Bat to fully catch up, and that's pretty much the definition of Dracula, as she had a lot of distance, but we just caught up immediately. Obviously, we know This ace has Sprint Burst. It's something to look out for. We have Sable instead. She's got this pallet. We'll let her break it. We'll let her use it, I should say. Teleport here so that we're cutting her off. Obviously, they're now going to try and protect this Sable. Which is actually what I want. But, I mean, hey. I'll continue the chase with Sable because she's obviously in a weaker position. No pallet here. Runs in a straight line. Makes it pretty easy for me. I'm gonna go kick this. And let's get you on a hook. We can see them resetting. So I'm gonna zip on over. Unfortunate, the rock just poking out a bit there. I hadn't held it there. I don't know why Jill is there to take a hit, but I'll take the free to injure. Good stun. And he just gives me the free Hellfire hit. We can assume that they are together. Obviously, we can see Ace. So I'll assume, yes, there he is. We get a tag. And obviously we know that the pallet is at the straight line area. So if our ace friend, he does have Dead Hard, so that's what he was running. Good Dead Hard on him. Gonna use Wolf to catch up. We're gonna use it to body block. Wait till his emote is done. So that he's further away from the pallet. What he's trying to do is emote to get onto the pallet. I don't think the Jill's nearby, but still. Let's prevent it from happening. You can see that they're resetting. We get her. I think this is good. And that's GG's. I think this game overall shows the pure strength of this build.
Is it possible?
And I agree too, Dracula. Right, well. Very successful. On to the next one. Okay, so this build is primarily focused around Dracula's Hellfire, which obviously, as we see some scratch marks, is not as strong as other aspects of his kit. My body would go wide there. But overall, Hellfire is still useful, although albeit in my opinion not as useful as Wolf per se. As we get the hit there on Jeff. It seems like he's going to give me another pallet. You get another break, which is buffing our blue add-on, which is Feather. Doesn't realize he can't go up there. And let's go bother Ada. Or no, it's Claudette, sorry. I didn't realize who I'm playing with. As I am going to use Wolf there just to get a quick pounce, so that I can immediately come over here and kick this jam. You can obviously see Ace as well. Let's get a tag on our friend. And I say now is a good time. Obviously we have 4 stacks of Forever Entwine, which means our pickup will be a lot faster than normal.
Die already.
Let's see if we can find our next player. Fire eruption there. Oop, nowhere to hide, showing us the auras of 2 survivors. Just gonna keep chasing Claudette here. Runs into the barrel, so gives us an easy M1. I'm gonna use Bat to catch up. She doesn't throw the pallet. Hops into the locker. It doesn't really matter though, as we can just grab her, which gives them 0 reaction time. Obviously we can see Nia on that gen. But we do also see a Jeff. I don't want to tunnel the Jeff. I will instead focus the Nia, who we can see here. Nia seems to be trying to take us to Shack. Let's see if we can get a wolf pounce here. We do. Very nice. Use the speed from the orb. And obviously get the routine Hellfire hit. We're gonna put you into basement so that we have a little bit of pressure, more pressure. And I'm gonna go immediately back to the gen that they were working on. Teleport out the basement. Yeah. I figured they were on that gen. Yep, there's Ace. Obviously Ace not running, so he doesn't show any scratch marks. Do a quick little flick just so he doesn't expect the Hellfire. He's think I'm gonna go for that, I'm not. I'm instead gonna go just keep going round. See if I can just force him. Oh, I miss. Unfortunate. Claudette, or either Jeff. It was Jeff. Saw one of them. Doesn't just barely reach, unfortunate for me. We are left with only 2 gens remaining. But I can quite effectively hold this. As we get Nia to second stage here, because they're all trying to go for this save. Unfortunately for them, it's not going as planned. So Jeff is running us here, so we can try and get a quick box. We don't get it. Instead, we get the power break. Jeff is now going down, so we're gonna force a double hit with Hellfire. That way they both get hit, and I can immediately follow up. That's why 1-for-1ing against Dracula isn't a very smart option. And I'm immediately gonna take him straight back down and put him even deeper into Shack. Here, Nia, she makes the right decision. And obviously Nia then runs into our Hellfire.
No, 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 no! Wait, 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 wait! Wait, 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 wait!
Forever entwined, preventing the flashlight save. So we're getting perk value as well. Obviously getting a kill pretty early. Ace doing a really good job there, making me think he was going to go down. Obviously he doesn't. We flick so we get our hit. And well, Ace going into a locker. So Furling Tremors, showing us which gen they are working on. So we will put him on that hook. The gen is obviously being progressed. We see a little bit of scratch marks, but nowhere to hide. Should maybe show us. Hey everyone, Editing Sumi here. So I completely forgot to mention that I got this build from a fellow Dracula player known as Count Valis. You should definitely check them out on their Twitch whenever you have the time. You can thank the dumb version of me, or past version of me, for not mentioning this, but either way, yeah, please be sure to check them out. While I'm also shouting out their own Twitch, I feel like I should shout out my own. So if you ever do want to see me when I'm not making a video, be sure to check me out at twitch.tv/sumi1804. I stream there whenever I can, so please do feel free to check that out if you also have the time. Back to the video. Fortunately not giving us much, but what this does mean is that I can go back and have a little look. Maybe someone's making the rotation for the unhook. It doesn't appear as such. The hook respawning, which is good for us if we're gonna need that hook. Have a little look over here again. The gen is still regressing. So I'm gonna take a bet that they're gonna start going for the save here. Yep, they do. And I'm gonna chase the unhooker, brother, who is Jeff. Jeff making smart decision. He has balanced, obviously made no noise, so that's why he's all the way over there. Just watching where he's running. Dropping the pallet, giving us the easy Hellfire hit. And he's running down in a straight line. So we get Eruption. I can actually hear Ace beside us as well. So let's put Jeff here. Jeff's dead. So good for us. And let's immediately start chasing Ace again. Good decisions from Ace. I'm trying to see if I can cut him off, but this Ace is so far playing really well. Claudette finishing her gen. Biting into the wood so that I get a quicker, more fast dash. And let's get our 5th and final stack. Now we will have maximum Hellfire recovery. And let's just go apply Eruption onto this, just so the gen is regressing. Let's have a little look around on our gens. Obviously not much for the Claudette left to do. 1 gen, 2 survivors left. We're in a very strong position. So there's no one on that gen. So, obviously, she makes the save. So it seems like they're wanting to play out a little bit longer. Don't hear any grunts of pain here. So my assumption is that they have ran back to this gen, which they have. Someone's pre-ran a lot. Let's kick the gen. See if we can get any nowhere to hide. Nowhere hide showing us where both of the survivors are. And obviously using what we got from nowhere to hide. A nice dead hard from Claudette there. But obviously we can just chase her down. Maybe she throws the pallet. She doesn't. She hesitates. But I'm dumb, so, you know, it doesn't matter. Oh. And Claudette making me look like even more of an idiot. This Claudette is doing a really good job. Obviously pre-drops the pallet. Knows I can't do anything. So let's turn into Bat just to keep up the chase. She can't make it there. Able to pull her out. Eruption goes off. Ace is gonna stick the gen. Which is okay. They get all gens done. But obviously now we're in a situation where I have one of them on hook. And I can see the scratch marks, so I know to come over here. And obviously I can hear Ace. And we get the down. GG's. I'd agree so too, Dracula. Overall, a very good performance from the survivors. But I think it's a very good showcase of how Hellfire, although be it more weak than Wolf, can still provide a relative amount of value if you utilize its strengths. So yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank you if you've watched all the way to this point. This is my first time attempting a video of this caliber, and this experience has been very, very interesting and exciting, both as a content creator and as someone who just finds this really enjoyable. I'm planning on releasing more videos like this in the future, so if you want to see any more videos from me, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And once again, be sure to follow mine and Count Valis' Twitch, both linked in the description. There was originally a third game that I had made, but due to time constraints, I was unable to fit it in this video. However, I have another link in the description that will lead you to a third build, specifically built to just make Dracula, I think, more fun overall. So please do feel free to check that out if you'd like. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.